Here's what's on the docket today. Mountain View races to restore safe drinking water in Cuesta Park. Palo Alto confronts a grim pattern of youth suicides on the train tracks. Santa Clara County's public defenders are drowning in cases. New contenders jump into the Mountain View City Council race, and City Hall reorganizes to unclog a backlog of transportation projects. This is Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark in Mountain View, California. Let's open with the big one. Mountain View's Cuesta Park neighborhood is under a water contamination order after a city contractor breached a water main on April 24th, sending cement slurry into the system. About 67 households received a do not use notice. That has since been partially lifted for non-potable uses, but tap water remains off limits for drinking and cooking until tests clear it. The city declared a state of emergency on April 25th. That's a formal step that unlocks state and federal aid and can speed reimbursement. Crews are flushing lines and running lab tests for contamination, including coliform bacteria, which are indicators that harmful organisms could be present. The earliest target for safe drinking water is Sunday, May 3rd, if test results cooperate. The city says legal action is on the table against the contractor. Call it like it is. Cement in the water is not the mineral supplement anyone ordered. Opinion: if a simple breach can sideline a neighborhood's basic service, it's a wake-up call for tighter oversight and stronger safeguards on critical infrastructure. Let's pivot to the next story. Palo Alto, our neighbor to the north, is confronting a stark reality. Since 2018, 73% of youth suicides in the city have happened on the train tracks. 11 youth deaths total, 8 on the rails. The city is debating whether to close the Churchill Avenue at-grade crossing, a Caltrain intersection that's become a focal point after recent incidents. Caltrain is the peninsula's commuter rail line. The city has security guards posted at crossings and is contracting with the JED Foundation, a national nonprofit focused on youth mental health, to expand resources. Leaders are weighing physical safety steps, like closures or barriers, and potential quiet zones to curb horn noise, against real traffic and access impacts in nearby neighborhoods. Research is clear. Limiting access to lethal means reduces suicide, but it must be paired with fast, reliable mental health care. Opinion: closing high-risk crossings and boosting youth services are necessary moves. Let's not overcomplicate this when lives are on the line. If you or someone you know needs help, call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Moving on. Santa Clara County's public defenders. These are the attorneys constitutionally required to represent people who can't afford a lawyer, are reporting caseloads up to 400% above national standards. Over the past 2 years, the office lost 33 defenders amid budget pressures and burnout, while the county stares at a $270 million deficit. New legal requirements and mountains of digital evidence, think body-worn cameras and phone data, are compounding the workload. Upcoming budget talks could ease the squeeze, but public safety funding is already stretched. When the defense side thins out, the entire justice system slows, and fairness takes a hit. Opinion: there's no room for sugarcoating here. Funding adequate defense isn't optional. It's a constitutional baseline. Shifting gears. 3 new candidates have entered the Mountain View City Council race for November 3rd, with 3 seats open as Allison Hicks, Ellen Kamei, and Lucas Ramirez term out. Ida Rose Sylvester, an entrepreneur and longtime local activist, is centering housing and environmental sustainability. Paul Donahue, an engineer by training, says he'll press on housing supply and economic vitality. Alexander Amoroso, a U.S. Army officer, highlights job creation and education. The themes echo what we hear across town: affordability, climate resilience, and the health of our local economy. Opinion: fresh perspectives are useful. The question is who can translate plans into shovels in the ground and votes at the dice. All right, next topic. Mountain View is creating a new transportation division inside Public Works to tackle a backlog of nearly 300 infrastructure projects. That's everything from bike lanes to street safety fixes. The city is merging traffic engineering and transportation planning under one roof to improve coordination, after months with only 2 of 5 planner positions filled. A new chief transportation officer, Think Project Traffic Controller in Chief will lead big efforts to cut drive-alone trips and improve bicycle and pedestrian safety. Recruitment for that role starts this spring and runs through the fall. Some projects have been delayed because of staffing gaps. Streamlining teams is a practical step to get paint on pavement and concrete poured faster. Opinion: streamline the playbook, clear the queue, and let's keep this train moving. And that's your report for today from the City Report with Dean Bark in Mountain View, California. Have a great day, and tune in tomorrow for more local news.